What's up guys, Coach Az. I thought I'd come at you with some elbow strike variations today. Not only am I going to give you the variations of the elbow strikes, but I'm going to show you some of my favorite setups for throwing them. So whether you're fighting in Muay Thai or MMA, these are some great combinations where you can get off with those short elbows. Let's go. All right, elbow number one. What we're going to talk about is that lead side elbow. Now, although we call it an elbow, really in this instance anyway, you can think of it more like a forearm strike. That part of the forearm coming in and striking across the bag. The way I teach it, the way I like to think about it is, if I was throwing a hook punch, but then someone cut my arm in half, and I only had this to work with, I could still throw that hook. So I'm coming in and around. So in terms of our setup and our combination for that, take a jab cross hook, but replace the hook with the elbow. So we go one with the jab, two with the cross. Now you're gonna need to step in on this hook or into this elbow, which is gonna help generate power. So as I step in, boom, drive that elbow in on the free. So from here, it's 1, 2, in and free. Yeah, so let's see that one. Elbow number 2 is our rear side elbow. So same principle, taking that bit of the forearm there and striking in and across onto the target. Now, rather than thinking of this as a hook, I like to think of this as a very short cross. The idea being, if I was throwing my cross, it would go straight to the target and straight back. My shoulder would rotate, my hip would rotate, putting my power in and through the technique. To do that with the elbow, we're just thinking that same motion, but getting in closer. So closing that distance with that rear elbow, stepping in and driving in and through onto that bag. The way we're gonna set this up, the way I love to set this up, is off of the lead hook. Not only because the lead hook is a great lead arm technique, gets us away from our jab all the time, not always throwing the same stuff, but because it helps guide our opponent's head into that elbow strike. So from here, I throw that lead hook, guiding, maintaining and managing that distance, and then step in, boom, with that rear elbow straight through. Let's see it from here. Hook, elbow, hook, elbow. I'm using that hook as well to close the distance. So notice as I throw that hook, I'm stepping into range. So I'm already there, already ready, boom, to drive that elbow strike through. Let's see that one. Elbow number 3. Now MMA guys, you might not be allowed to use this one because we are gonna go with a 12 to 6, coming up from the top and down through the bottom. Currently not allowed through the unified MMA rules. However, Muay Thai guys, this one's for you. So now we're taking that elbow, and now we really are taking that elbow, and we're striking down from the top, okay? Coming down onto that soft part of the head. Coming down straight through, boom, and into that target. A little bit difficult to demo on a freestanding bag like this. So if you can get someone to hold a Thai pad or a focus mitt, a lot easier to execute. But for the sake of demonstration, we're coming up and through with our guard, and then driving that down through here, using our upper body. So I'm creating that arch in my back to then drive that elbow down onto my opponent's head. My favorite setup for this is off of a fake teep. So maybe I'm throwing my teep, trying to draw my opponent's attention into their body. Now from here, I'm gonna slide in with that teep chamber. I'm gonna lift my leg up and slide in. And as I do, boom, drop that elbow down on the top. Yeah, from there, lift that chamber up, use it to slide in, close the distance. Also to create momentum for that elbow as I drop it down. Let's see it. Our next elbow is going to be a spinning elbow or a reverse elbow. So for this instance, we're bringing this back arm round and we're striking in and around onto our target. Really elusive, really tricky technique. Great when you've got someone very aggressive pushing forward, or you're in a tight clinch up against the ropes, up against the cage. From here, we pivot on that lead foot. We bring that back hip round, boom, and we drive that elbow into our opponent, into the target. Plenty of ways to set this up. We'll go with a nice simple one, and that's off of our lead arm jab. So I'm gonna step in off my jab. Now really what I'm using this jab for is a measuring stick. I know that if this is making contact, it's a point of reference for how far I need to go, how close I need to get to be able to come in and round with that elbow. So from here, this jab is A, a distraction, and B, a measuring stick. I'm stepping in, one, and as I step in, I'm setting myself to then rotate my hips, bang, and strike round into the head. Remember, whenever you spin, the first thing that wants to come round is your eyes. You want to see what you're striking. From here, after I've thrown that and I start to spin, the first thing I want to get round is my vision to be able to see what I'm hitting. Let's see it. Last one for you guys. We're going to work this one as a little bit of a combination, but the elbow striking question is going to be the rising elbow strike. Think of replacing your uppercut. So instead of coming up, boom, with the fist, I'm just coming straight up through that center line, bang, with that elbow. And again, imagine that striking in underneath the chin. This is a great technique to use in close range. So whether we're in that clinch position, up in close, it's a great way of having that elbow on the inside and driving up. What I like to use this for is actually to set up an alternative elbow. So for example, I'm in close, I raise their chin with this first one and create an opening to come over with my lead side. From here, hands up and in, raise and fire. Once more, up and in, raise and fire. I'm going to switch stance on this one just so you can see it from the other side. Might be a bit easier for you. From here, in on the clinch with this rear side elbow. I'm bringing it in to raise that chin, expose the head and coming across, boom, with that lead side. One more time, up and in, raise and strike. Again, a bit tricky to demo on a freestanding bag, but we'll try our best. Let's see that one flowing from both stances a few times. So there we have it, guys, a couple of elbow variations for you to work, whether it be on the bag, on the pads. Probably not ideal for in sparring, but certainly in competition. Take them away, practice them, and I will see you on the next one.